Let's start off by just understanding PowerView as a product, as a feature, where it fits, and what it's intended to do. If you haven't seen the lessons on Analysis Services Tabular Mode and the BI Semantic Model, I'd encourage you to go back and take a look at those because PowerView is really designed as a front-end application on top of the Tabular Mode Analysis Services models, which can be delivered on an Analysis Services database server or within the Power Pivot for SharePoint feature. And much of what PowerView does is enabled by the modeling that's done within the BI semantic model. So the two products, the semantic model, tabular mode, data models, and PowerView really kind of go hand in hand in terms of delivering value to the end user. So much of understanding a new tool is to understand the strengths that it brings to the table that perhaps some existing tools don't. And PowerView has a few of these, and let's just talk through them. The first is simplicity. What you'll find in PowerView is it is designed with simple ease of use in mind everywhere. Everything you do in PowerView is one or two clicks. There is no right clicking, there aren't property boxes, there aren't tools options boxes and forms to fill out. Everything is pretty much point and click simple. This does have some ramifications because some advanced things that we might want to do in an advanced tool may not even be present. Which leads us to end user orientation. PowerView is very orientated toward end users that are using the tool versus developers. The paradigm for PowerView is around data exploration. So with many reporting tools, we set up a report abstractly with an idea of what the data might look like when the report is run, then we run the report, then we see the output. PowerView is really the opposite. With PowerView, everything we do has an impact immediately on the work surface. And as we see how the data looks, we can explore it and shape it and change it and so on. So it's very much intended to be the ad hoc exploration tool versus a batch reporting tool. Most of the output that we will see in PowerView is quite visual. Its emphasis is on graphs and charts and animation, not so much on just dumping out rows and columns of data. We have other tools that do that well. PowerView was really focused toward interactive visualization and graphical exploration of data. And then finally, PowerView is really good at developing presentations. Many times we see users will use reporting tools in Excel and so on, and they'll take print screens and put them in PowerPoint and make presentations. PowerView was designed to help to fill that gap where tools that aren't necessarily PowerPoint slide deck orientated are being forced into that model. PowerView was designed from the ground up really to produce slide decks of information and tell stories with data versus just dumping out output. Let's talk about a couple important facts about PowerView. The first is that this is a new feature. PowerView was developed by the Reporting Services team and is delivered within the Reporting Services installation. But it really isn't to replace Reporting Services. It's designed to fill a gap by providing a really good self-service ad hoc environment for end users, not necessarily for the traditional report designers. So we will find that it's single-click data, exploration, presentation. These are things that reports aren't traditionally great at, but PowerView is being brought in to fill in these end user use cases. The next important fact is that PowerView wasn't designed to replace reporting services, performance point services, or Excel services. It really is to extend what some of these tools are already doing and then allow users to do visual, rich, interactive exploration in ways that these other tools don't really allow.